Welcome back to Literature Guide. Today's video is about literary quotes or literary quotations. This video is an updated video for you. I have made this video for the students who have been pursuing the competitive exams such as NET and SET exams. I have already produced 9 videos on literary quotes or literary quotations in English literature. I have made all these videos because so many times questions are often put to the students in the competitive exams and it becomes very difficult for them to identify correct option given in the question paper. If they go through all my videos, they will definitely get some help from all these videos. One thing they can also do is that they can note down all the literary quotations in their notebook so that they can get some help from all these quotations I have mentioned in these videos. You will definitely get useful information from these videos. This video contains important quotations of different writers, critics, historians, diarists and writers of different ages, and you will find this video interesting. Some of the quotations in this video, they are very long. If you find all these quotations very difficult to understand, you can note down the script given below on the screen of this video. One thing I would like to mention to my viewers is that almost 90% of my non-subscribers, they watch my videos but they do not push the like button. If you really like the videos produced by this channel, why don't you push the like button? If you do not like, that's a different thing. But if you visit my channel and getting some information from my videos, there is nothing wrong in pushing the like button and subscribing this channel. If you really like the videos produced by this channel, do like and subscribe Literature Guide. And if you have any views and suggestions, please make a comment in the comment box below so that I can make some changes while making my videos. Let's dive into the video and enjoy the video.
Literary quotes. The whole talent, the whole genius of Auden has been never to be a central figure. He's a central figure on the margin, Stephen Spender. He was very fearless in his person, but, in his riper years not very enterprising. He had an excellent understanding, but was not confident enough of it, which made him oftentimes change his own opinion for a worse, and follow the advice of men that did not judge so well as himself. Earl of Clarendon on Charles I. A poet can write about what is true to his own experience, not about what he would like to be true to his experience. Stephen Spender. The strongest appeal of the Communist Party was that it demanded sacrifice. You had to sink your ego. Louis MacNeice. We young writers of the middle 20s were all suffering more or less subconsciously from a feeling of shame that we hadn't been old enough to take part in the European war. Christopher Isherwood. My sympathies are left on paper and in my soul but not in my heart or my guts. Louis MacNeice. An original poet of rare quality, who has been associated with the Georgians by mischance. Frank Raymond Lewis on Edward Thomas. Rhyme and meter are artificial and external additions to poetry, and that as the various changes that can be rung upon them were worked out, they grew more and more insipid until they have become contemptible and encumbering. Frank Stuart Flint. His kingly virtues had some mixture and allay, that hindered them from shining in full lustre, and from producing those fruits they should have been attended with. He was not in his nature very bountiful, though he gave very much. Earl of Clarendon on Charles I. The author must use his image because he sees it or feels, not because he thinks he can use it to back up some creed or some system of ethics. Ezra Pound. The natural object is always the adequate symbol. Ezra Pound. The concrete poet seeks to relieve the poem of its centuries-old burden of ideas, symbolic reference, allusion or repetitious emotional content. Mary Ellen Solt. A poem by Norman Cameron needs no more than one image. Dylan Thomas. He was so severe an exactor of gravity and reverence in all mention of religion, that he could never endure any light or profane word, with what sharpness of wit soever it was covered. Earl of Clarendon on Charles I. It is a sad fact about our culture that a poet can earn much more money writing or talking about his art than he can be practicing it. Wystan Hugh Auden. I did not think that he ought to be shut up. His infirmities were not noxious to society. He insisted on people praying with him, and I'd his life pray with Kit smart as with anyone else. Another charge was that he did not love clean linen, and I have no passion for it. Dr. Samuel Johnson on Christopher Smart. I have been vexed with vile plays myself a great while, healing myself. Now I thought to be even with some and they should hear mine too. Nathan Field. He is great lover and praiser of himself, a contemptor and scorner of other, given rather to lose a friend than a jest. William Drummond on Ben Jonson. Titus Andronicus seems rather a heap of rubbish than a structure. Edward Ravenscroft. When I had taken up what I supposed a fallen star, I found I had been cozened with a jelly, nothing but a cold, dull mass, which glittered no longer than was shooting, a dwarfish thought, dressed up in gigantic words. John Dryden on George Chapman's Bousidam Boys. He was, if ever any, the most worthy of the title of an honest man, so great a lover of justice, that no temptation could dispose him to a wrongful action, except it was so disguised to him that he believed it to be just. Earl of Clarendon on Charles I. I have desired, like every artist, to create a little world out of the beautiful, pleasant and significant things of this marred and clumsy world. William Butler Yeats in his essay The Celtic Twilight. Mr. Swinburne is already the poet laureate. The fact that his appointment to this high post has not been degraded by official confirmation renders his position all the more unassailable. Oscar Wilde on Algernon Charles Swinburne. We read our poems to one another and talked criticism and drank a little wine. I sometimes say when I speak of the club, we had such and such ideas, such and such a quarrel with the great Victorians, we set before us such and such aims, as though we had many philosophical ideas. I say this because I am ashamed to admit that I had these ideas and that whenever I began to talk of them a gloomy silence fell upon the room. William Butler Yeats on the Rhymers Club in 1922. The increase of experiments will be so far from hurting that it will be many ways advantageous, above other studies, to the wonted courses of education. Earl of Clarendon on Charles I. In some places history has wrought like an earthquake, in others like an ant or mole, everywhere, permanently, so that if we but knew or cared, every swelling of the grass, every wavering line of hedge or path or road were an inscription, brief as an epitaph, in many languages and characters. Edward Thomas. The gay past in writing is sometimes explicit and sometimes hidden, while the gay present is, for the most part, only explicit. Colm Toíbin. I speak and write in English but do not altogether share the preoccupations and perspectives of an Englishman. Seamus Heaney. There is no escaping existence even if we miss the grand repertoire of history, we yet imitate it in miniature and endorse, in miniature, its longing for presence, for feature, for purpose, for content. Graham Swift in his novel Waterland. It is lawful, and has been held so through all ages, for any who have the power, to call to account a tyrant, or wicked king, and after due conviction, to depose, and put him to death, if the ordinary magistrate have neglected, or denied to do it. And that they, who of late, so much blame deposing, are the men that did it themselves, John Milton in Tenure of Kings and Magistrates. You never enjoy the world right till the sea itself floweth in your veins, till you are clothed with the heavens, and crowned with the stars, Thomas Traherne. The doctrine of the Church of England will never be extinguished, but remain visible though not eminent, to the consummation of the world, John Evelyn. 'Tis pity that such minutes had not been taken 100 years since or more, for want thereof many worthy men's names and notions are swallowed up in oblivion, John Aubrey. Sometimes I had fair words from him and sometimes foul, but I took all patiently, and did strive to give him as much assurance of my love as I could possibly, yet I told him that I would never part with Westmoreland upon my condition whatever. Lady Anne Clifford about her first husband. The Salisbury Cathedral is the completest piece of Gothic work in Europe, taken in all its uniformity, John Evelyn. The marble pillars of Knowle in Kent and Wilton in Wiltshire were to me oftentimes but the gay arbours of anguish, Lady Anne Clifford. Them that be in Christ Jesus are new creatures, and in him all flesh is silent, but they that have the word of the Lord and from the Lord may speak it freely as they are commanded, George Fox.
How is the video? I hope you liked the video. I have already produced many videos on English poetry, drama and novel. You can make use of all these videos on this channel, and you will definitely get important and useful information from my videos. If you make a collection of some of the videos produced on this channel, they will be very important for you from the examination point of view. You can make use of all these videos when you take competitive exams such as NET and SET exams. I will meet you soon with a new video. Meet you.
Please subscribe Literature Guide.